Hello to you once again. My name is Chad Newton and welcome to Cooking with the RN here on YouTube. Today I'm going to be attempting to make shodoh, or rather my mama's eggnog. My mother has always been able to make the best eggnog ever, and there's a bit of a competition in the family to see who can do it the way she does. Right? Is that right, cat? My cat is here as well. And I think one of the things that is most challenging about it is just the combination of everything. So I'm going to attempt to do that for you today and to share the family recipe. There's a competition between me or among me and my siblings to see who can do the shodoh or the eggnog the way my mother does it. Nukakwe shodoh a Dominic, makai bawantizing creole+whiskey, nukakwe shodoh a Dominic, and nukabwe le dimanche bon matin. So what I have here to make the eggnog is some bay leaves, some cinnamon leaves, some cinnamon sticks, an egg. I have some evaporated milk, some flour, some nutmeg, just a bunch of stuff, some ginger. So what I have here, I've got my water boiling. And the way Mama would do it is, or the way she does it, basically you have your pan of hot water. So not even too much hot water, basically 2 cups of hot water going, and those things are boiling already. So I'm gonna put some bush in there. So I have ginger. Now for those of you who watch and say, make sure you wash everything, please assume that if you don't see me wash it, I washed it before I came on. So there's some ginger in here. Now, I'm gonna take the egg aside and put it here. Now these bushes, si là on était en Dominique, nous t'es allé de Kaila avec Ponce Bagaylayo, hod Piedbois. If we were in Dominica or the Caribbean, then from Dominica, we'd go at the back of the house, go to the cinnamon tree, get some of these cinnamon leaves or even the bay leaves. And of course, getting the cinnamon sticks from the cinnamon tree, that takes time. You have to cut the tree down. Those trees grow quickly. And then you have to peel the bark, and then you have to dry it in the sun. So all of these things here I have to wash because I didn't get it from the tree at the back of the house. I actually got it from the store here. So let me just not use all my cinnamon, but I will use the bush for all the other things. So let me wash these because I didn't wash them yet. Alright, so here I go. I'm gonna wash the cinnamon leaves and the bay leaves. Alright. Now let me pour all of them in the pot. So I've got my cinnamon. Yep, all these things go in here. Okay, so you have your ginger in the pot, and then you have your bay leaves and your cinnamon leaves right here. And you bring those things to a boil. So let them cook and boil, and my father would say the best part of this whole thing is the bush, because the bush is what gives it the flavor. So while that is boiling, I'm going to get some other things ready. So the things you're going to need for this shodoh, got my sugar, alright, got my nutmeg. So I will grate the nutmeg now. Now let me get my grater. I hope you're having a wonderful day. This is 1 nutmeg, and I'm going to start grating that. Now the bush and the spices and everything, it just adds this wonderful flavor to everything, you know? You want to have a nice smell in the kitchen. There's something about it when you wake up in the morning, whatever time you end up waking up, to that wonderful smell of this food. And I can't tell you how vital it is to be using natural products right now. You know, even when you're not going through a crisis on the global scale, it's good to use natural products. But especially now that we're going through this crisis, it's important that you use your herbs and your spices to make your life healthier. So, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube And also share this with your friends, share this on social media so that other people can find out about these little recipes that I'm sharing with you. Alright, so my bush is going. Well, while my bush is boiling, as you can see, the steam is rising here. I've got my egg, so I'm gonna wash my egg because I didn't wash it before we came on. Alright. Hope everybody is quarantining themselves properly, staying safe, away from the harshness of the coronavirus that is floating out there in the air. Alright, let me rinse out my ham here. That egg. Okay, so as I get my fork ready so that I can beat my egg, there goes the egg. I will have that on standby. Also, I have my flour on standby. Got my can of evaporated milk. Now, back in the day, we had evaporated milk, yes, growing up in the Caribbean, but we mostly had powdered milk, right? So my mother would use powdered milk, and I think the powdered milk gave it that richness. So I couldn't find powdered milk right now because of all the situations that are going on in the stores these days. But I have the evaporated milk, and of course I have regular milk. So that should give it the richness that we so like when it comes to drinking the shodoh, the eggnog that is, okay? So let me get this ready. The bush is boiling. Now, as the bush is boiling, I'm just gonna sort of lower the heat a little bit here. And I'm gonna start getting a mixture ready for the milk, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour a generous amount of milk from the evaporated milk can in here. Now remember, my mother, she would make this for the entire family. And boy, I don't know how she did that and still made it taste so good. She still does it today. And I appreciate her abilities. So I have, maybe I would say a cup of milk in here now. Now I'm gonna take a forkful of flour to thicken the milk. You don't have to do all of this in the same way that I'm doing it. It's a process, okay? So I'm thickening my milk. Then I'm going to add the egg to that whole mixture there. All right, and then I'm gonna mix that up. So what I have here is evaporated milk, a forkful of flour, and my egg, all mixed in here. Okay? Now, my bush is still going. I have sugar, brown sugar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some sugar to add to this milk mixture. So I will put 2 tablespoons of sugar in here. And I'm gonna mix it more. All this while the bush is boiling, all right? Ça moi fait, moi mette zé moins, en ça moi mette let moins là, avec moi mette sik moins en dedans ça, ok? Si vous voulez, vous mettez un petit zinc plilet en ça, ok fait. Now the evaporated milk is richer, so that's better. Just like I was saying, my mother would use back in the day the powdered milk, which is what we could use back in the day before we got electricity back in my village where I grew up, in the village of La Plaine in Dominica. Alright, so my bush has cooked down. Now, you know, sometimes you might want to keep your bush cooking for a little while longer, but I think about 10 minutes is how much I have done here. And what I'm going to do is drain the bush using my strainer. Okay. So, put that over here like so. See how this is coming out brown? Because the bush has gotten all juices out for the ginger and all that good stuff. All right. So here's my bush mixture, and I'm actually gonna turn that down some. And because I need a bigger pan, what I'm going to do is put the bush in a separate pan. All right. My used bush here. I'm gonna take my spoon and get some of the rest of this bush out. Okay? And here we go. Mokai vide barelada com ça. Oh, so rich. Okay, now that you have your bush mixture, your bush juice, you can pour the egg mixture with the flour and the milk in here. All right. So it kind of is like, as you see, it's very rich. I'm gonna just sort of mix it back like so. Whoops. It fell onto the stove. All right. We pour all that in here. Now, oh man, this is becoming quite joyful. Here's my whip. This is my whip going here. So I can put the stove really low. Whip it up, whip it up, whip it up, whip it up real good here. You want to whip it until it's frothy. Normalement, t'es qu'à faire ça pour nous les dimanches bon matin, ça fait que ça fait bon. Whipping it up here. So, now you have to taste it. Doesn't take too long to make, but where's my spoon? Okay, so I'm just gonna mix this up a bit. Now if it doesn't taste the way you want it to taste, then you can fix it. So let me just see how that is so far. So it's coming out good. Now what I'm gonna do then, I'm gonna add some sugar. So you can always add more sugar later. You don't want to front load the sugar, because if you put too much sugar in it, then you can't take it out. So I can add more sugar because, you know, this is more eggnog than I thought I would have been making. I'm adding the sugar in. So far for this much, this is about 4 cups here of eggnog, and I put about 4 tablespoons of sugar in here. And now I'm just mixing it up, okay? Making it nice and thick. And taste it again. Let's get a little bit. Make sure it's not too hot. Oh wow. That is it. That is it. So good. It's so thick. It's so rich. Let me wash my hands here. And only thing I need to do now let me turn up the stove just a little bit so that it can be nice and hot for me. Now let me tell you something. Maman mwen te ka ba nou an ti verre warm avec ça. So let me get it. Let me get the bottle. Where is it? Aha. Yes. You have to add a little bit of that to it. So whip this up. glass ready, right? Then what you do is you got a nice shot glass here. What you do is you take one shot of whiskey and you pour it in here. Not even a whole shot, but you know. And then when this is nice and hot, get this boiling real good, nice and frothy. Yummy. Beat it real good. And then you can turn that off. And you add it to your glass. Now let's hope that this glass can withstand the heat. Turn this off. Okay. And then you just stir it a little. You have your eggnog. Now that's how you do it. If you like what you see, make sure you share it on your social media. Share it with your friends. Subscribe to my YouTube channel by the name of Chad Newton. And I will see you again very soon on Cooking with the RN. Right? Right, Kat?